So then I says to Becky and Karen, I was like, don't even bother showing up if you're gonna look like that. I'll call you later. Well, welcome back to CCTV, live from the class of 1980X.
Hey, what number is it?
Dude, I don't know.
100, baby.
That's not true.
We hit 100.
That's not true.
100, no.
What are we actually at?
Are you past 60 already?
I think Sugar
Are we
Pines
60?
last podcast was like 92 or 93 or something.
Last podcast
And
hasn't.
they're just like,
Previous or like last?
yikes. We'll get to that on today's show. I think we're probably in our 60s, right? Nobody here edits the video anymore, so we don't know. But that's okay.
Actually, you started on the roller skates, but there's this sign over here that I'm really into.
So Saturday Night Fever.
The Saturday Night Fever. And then look at all the gadgets on there, including my wallet.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, Polaroid. We're in the neon pink palace here. There's like a whole bathroom with stuff. There's this. We're just chilling.
This is wireless headphones. They have wireless headphones here.
Oh, that's cool.
Is that?
This wouldn't have been from
That's a little out of touch.
this
Well,
time period. Wait, this is a.
It's kind of, I mean, like,
Polaroid camera.
first of all, Saturday Night Fever is from like the 70s. And you've got elements of the 80s. It's just kind of like a retro dream wave.
Did you ever see It Follows?
Yeah, yes.
It's sort of like,
Yeah.
what time period is this set in? Or what is the season?
Exactly. That's CCTV. Well, it's good to see you guys again. Welcome back. We have some great sponsors today. I can't wait to share with you. Let me get one right off the bat. Let me just, you know what? Why even wait? Why even wait?
Just do it.
Upstart. You know, most of us have found out the hard way. Getting into debt is easy. Did we find out the hard way? Boy, did we ever. Yikes, getting out is hard, especially if your FICO score isn't great. Thankfully now there's Upstart.com, the revolutionary lending platform that knows you're more than just your credit score, baby. They offer smarter interest rates to help you pay off those high-interest credit card debts. Upstart goes beyond the traditional FICO score when assessing your credit worthiness. They actually reward you based on your education and job history in the form of a smarter interest rate. Upstart believes you're more than just your credit score. They believe in you, and they understand that. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate in just a few minutes without affecting your credit score. The best part, once the loan is approved, most people get their funds the very next business day. The next day, over 200,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards, student loans, fund their wedding, or to make a large purchase. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt by consolidating everything into one monthly payment with Upstart. See why Upstart is ranked #1 in their category with over 300 businesses on Trustpilot, and hurry to upstart.com/CCTV to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate just takes a few minutes. It won't affect your credit. That's upstart.com/CCTV.
Wow, this sounds like a great initiative to help people I know that are in some serious debt. Obviously, not myself, because why would I ever have debt? But this would be a great way to increase your FICO score so you can get yourself out of that said debt.
FICO scores are hard. Credit scores are hard.
Wells Fargo has a check, so I can check it like pretty neurotically.
It's like a
just
soft
about every
check.
month.
You're
Yeah.
like,
So you're like, where am I at? Oh, good. And then sometimes, oh, I don't know what happened this month.
yeah.
It's like getting a report card, I guess, but it's just like, your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want those hard credit checks. So when they're finding out what rate is good for you, it's a nice soft check. You're going to be like, all right, cool. Can I put these things together, tackle it that way? Cool. Options. That's what life's all about. Just like whoever's optioning to make that noise in the hallway repeatedly. This isn't a podcast set, you know. That's CCTV. It's not a nice sound-controlled dome. We went to Game Grumps. We were in their audio-controlled room. That was nice.
But they had a thing. Did you talk about that? I can't remember.
I can't remember anything we talked about.
There was like a situation that happened where there was no outflow for the air duct. So at some point in time, it would just be like air pressure in the room, and their ears would start to hurt.
Oh.
That's a little like studio room that they have.
Yeah, because
One of them.
Yeah, one of them. Because the AC maintenance people didn't install a vent, I guess, going out.
They turned it into a vacuum chamber.
Yeah, they made it basically a vacuum chamber as a podcast.
See, people may complain about the audio on this podcast not being consistent, but at least we're not going to put ourselves in a vacuum chamber. I don't want to do that.
We probably should.
Also, who complains? Like from the first episode, we were on a lake. You know,
yeah, the first episode was pretty bad.
It's not like we ever had a standard of quality. We were like
the first episode.
I remember the first episode. I was there in the back.
You were just at
in the lake.
He's swimming
the
around.
first episode of Sugar Pine 7?
The first episode of Steven Suptic.
Yeah, it was called
the channel.
Halo 2, no scope, best kills, play of the game.
You'd probably have more insight on that.
Yeah, that's ancient history. That channels.
Yeah. I wonder, Steven should just change it back to Steven Suptic, right?
Change it back to MLG Haunt. Reclaim it.
I wasn't going to make that joke.
What? That's what I was just talking about.
Yeah, I know
the
what you're
Halo
talking
stuff.
about, but I wasn't going to, like, double down on...
No. Well, Rooster Teeth still owns it either way for a bit. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think that's what they were saying.
Oh.
What's-
I watched the...
I don't know. I just feel like we're having a conversation about something that, like, this is a topic we weren't prepared for. I mean, I guess we didn't. It's not like we did research.
I'm not as prepared, but also I didn't like. I only watched the vlog that they put out, and also like, I know them, I guess. So just from conversations, I'm like, okay, this amounted to that. Got it.
They sold, like Rooster Teeth bought them, so they
originally.
So that's not even like it's not like insider knowledge or anything. So they bought them. They're being dropped early. Rooster Teeth still must own the channel for whatever period of time their contract extends to. So presumably they could still keep making content for a thing that they don't own in the hopes of having it released to them. But it doesn't seem like that's the thing.
Yeah, that kind of sucks because I don't know. I feel there's got to. I understand from the business perspective of Rooster Teeth buying out that particular brand, but I feel like it should be localized to that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where it's like, if they own the channel, that means they're pretty much owning somebody, like a part of somebody, I guess. Like they're owning. Like, can Steven go and I guess make another channel called Steven Suptic, right? But like this channel was already Steven Suptic's channel, and he pretty much made a show on his channel, but now his channel's owned, so he doesn't even have a platform that is his platform anymore. And that's kind of like, I think that to me is bigger than everything else. I guess that, you know, they're moving on doing stuff, but even now it's like, yeah, you're gonna make stuff because you're a creative person, but it'll exist under another company, I guess. You know,
well, for as long as RT owns Sugar Pine. Because if once they eventually release it, then they're free to do what they want.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that's probably at least another year or something, probably, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen their contract or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't either. Honestly, I'm surprised they even have that as a clause. Like, that's... Like, they have no reason to. Also, we will still, like, release your channel. Like, they could...
I guess
they could fight for ownership of the channel if they really wanted to, you know what I mean?
But, like, unlike Machinima or a company like, you know, whatever, I guess maybe they at least appreciate that, like, they're not going to have Sugar Pine 7 with, like, a whole new cast or, like, just, like, Bruce on it or something. Like, everybody's got enough to do.
Right.
I wanted to share this great comment that I saw on the Funhouse subreddit, just so you know that it's, you know, it's not just us. Topic is Steven Suptic joining Funhouse. Given how RTX is coming up and the timing of Sugar Pine 7 ending, I'm feeling like there's a pretty good chance Suptic will be showing up at the end of the Funhouse panel as the new member of Funhouse. Anyone have any thoughts on this or theory which may support or ultimately debunk it?
How many upvotes?
Well, at the time there were none. There was 11 comments and I didn't see an upvote list.
Damn.
I feel like everything Steven has said about, like, I can't work for someone, I can't work underneath someone, Bruce being his manager for the past whatever year, pretty much everything you could possibly think of speaks against that from ever happening. But
people need to realize that there is life beyond Rooster Teeth. I think that there's more things to do beyond the RT sphere, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, even with us, like, people are speculating, like, once this is done, they're gonna go join Funhouse. It's like, there's more to life than just the RT gamer sphere. Like we don't need to be in it after it's over.
I don't think it's that people don't realize that there's like.
The thing is, there's a lot of
that.
overlap with the fans of Sugar Pine and those other properties. I would say majority of the fans have some sort of overlap.
I guess fans would like to see that more.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like more like a dream.
I guess
so it is like, what the fuck else are they gonna do? They got no other talents. They might as
Fair.
well like only do this for X amount of time.
I think that's fair because it's easier to, because the person in this was like, if I'm right, I'm the three-eyed raven. It's like it's easier to predict something that you can, based off of some evidence that exists, versus like, oh, he's gonna go off and do something and I had no evidence for it, so how could I guess at it? Like
Right.
I want to be the person who figured out what happened next, but it's like, no one knows. I've known Steven a long time. I have no idea what he's gonna do next. I am working with Kib over on Ignite, though. That's pretty fun. It's like a weird parallel universe where he and I, who have never really worked together before other than like knowing each other, we both go to this place and we do a job that doesn't involve anybody else. Like everything else I do is like so overlapped with like 20 different iterations and things. We just go and work with people we don't know and then we leave and come back.
For anybody who doesn't know about all that, you want to explain like how that's been working out?
I've just been since December. You probably saw some stuff consulting for Dan Bilzerian, Instagram Playboy, has a weed company called Ignite. And so they have like a live stream thing that's part of their marketing thing. It's kind of its own thing. So even if you don't like Dan or whatever, it's just like its own thing, its own group. He's on it, but I think he's, it's just whatever. It's his own thing. So we went and we like hung out one day. I showed you guys the mansion or whatever, but something that I do or like help them figure out. Mostly I was figuring out a lot of technical stuff early on when they were building it from like nothing. But now it's kind of more like, oh, we should do this or whatever, just having experience. And Kib, who also knew somebody who's over there, has been shooting and producing and doing a lot of stuff over there, and it seems like he's been enjoying it too. Like I say, it's something totally different. So sometimes it's good just to have a fresh air. So yeah, so he's over there, and I don't know. I saw him. I'm like you guys on some things, not you guys, but like the viewers of like, oh, I saw James was applying to be a PA or something at Fine Brothers or something. I don't know if that's based in reality, but people just say, what are they doing or whatever. So I tried to have dinner with Supdick to catch up with him, but I think the night I proposed us having dinner was the night they were doing like their last supper. Which I think they filmed for the channel before like their long break or whatever. Yeah. But even working with Clay this whole time where I'm like, when are you guys gonna announce it? And he's like, we can't. And I'm just like, oof, that's tough. And it seems like a lot of it's centered around both RT and Steven himself. Obviously, as he talks about like, oh, I gotta release this final vlog, but I'm like processing it and whatever. It's interesting to watch a microcosm of something ending while like we're in this longer, more drawn out version of it.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That was another point I was gonna ask. Like, for the people that are drawing comparisons to Sugar Pine ending and Cow Chop eventually ending, is there anything
completely accurate?
Yeah, that's what you want to say.
it's one for one.
Well, for them, it's like so concentrated and so. Volatile is the word I'm saying, but not just like emotionally. Like there's a lot of like, we're going through a lot right now. Like, and even like on the relationship side, I saw that like there's a breakup in the midst of that. It's like it's just everything. It's like the era is being wiped clean. Whereas for us, it's like this really prolonged thing where we're like, okay, in 30,000 years, the sun will die. Which is just what even like 7 or 8 more months of this or something feels like compared to like the firework going off.
So like Sugar Pine's like the Flint water situation, and we're more like the climate change.
Pretty much. Weird analogy, but
Vice has wrote the article in 2050 human civilization may be over. So yes, that is.
Fuck it, dude. Why not?
Finally.
Yeah.
Damn.
Why not?
It's about time.
That's why we don't worry about podcast audio.
Honestly,
we're gonna be dead in 30 years. Relax.
I don't want to change topics, but I watched the Chernobyl thing, and it's just like, it could be a lot worse, dude.
You could be in Chernobyl.
It could be, you could be in Chernobyl.
That could be worse than what? Your channel ending?
Sugar Pine ending.
I'm just saying, dude. It puts things into perspective. You know?
You should tell that to them. You should go over there and be like, guys, sorry to hear about your troubles, but you could be one of those firefighters.
Have you seen Chernobyl, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be one of the miners,
They
dude.
don't even
just
have
a person just chilling in your apartment that day, you know?
And you don't get a subreddit sending you support if you're that firefighter.
Is there an r/Chernobyl?
There should be. Up there probably is, honestly.
But not related to the show.
Pripyat or like Ukraine or something.
Gotcha.
I bet this has been a hot thread on that subreddit for a while.
On the r/Pripyat.
Yeah, they're like, wow, last night was fucked up.
I hope they capped it to like only 400,000 people could be subscribed to it at a time.
Anyways.
And every like, I don't know, like year on the exact Chernobyl date, they wipe everybody out.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Anyway,
you should be a mod.
Enough of my fantasy theories.
Yeah.
It was a great miniseries. Again, not
it
to
was
change subject, but
I think for the people that are comparing it, yeah, it is a bit different. I mean, like even in their last video that they put out, like even Septic himself says like he wish it felt more like an appropriate ending, but it just felt like that was just it, just cut off randomly. Whereas for us, it's like pretty far telegraphed in advance in terms of like, this is probably what's going to happen down the line. Whereas there was a lot of speculation for them for a long time. So it's not really coming out of left field. Because for some people, this just came out of nowhere.
Sure.
But at least for us, like when the final Cow Chop video comes out, the goodbye Cow Chop video comes out,
Are you gonna be
whenever.
in it?
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Am I going to be in it?
I'm asking you.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm here, why wouldn't not be?
I don't know, dude.
if I'm here, okay, Alec.
When I'm here.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Talk
Oh
about
my
speculation.
I'm already.
Guys, don't make posts on the subreddit, please. Speculating. But yeah.
Wait.
Speaking of speculating.
While people mull that one over. Hey, you guys, hold on. You guys heard about MeUndies?
Yeah, I heard of them.
Yo, MeUndies. Here's something that's not gonna be gone. Well, it might be gone. I was gonna say comfort. I mean, I guess, yeah, 30 years from now, comfort might be a commodity. But guess what? Right now, you can feel pretty good about one thing, and that's some comfortable ass underwear. MeUndies, super long time sponsor. They sponsor us all the time. We love them. I'm wearing mine today. What am I wearing? I've got the sushi. Let me give myself an atomic wedgie to show you I'm wearing the fucking sushi. What do you got on today? You bare balling it?
Yeah, I'm not wearing anything today.
What do you got? I don't think I've ever even given you a single pair of MeUndies.
I got champions.
I think I gave you some lounge pants.
You did give me lounge pants.
How are those?
They're good. They're great. Super comfy.
We'll get you some more.
Thank you.
I need to take James off the MeUndies order list and put you on it.
Still on it?
Probably.
Huh.
He's still on the channel banner. Why would he not fucking be on the fucking underwear list? There are two types of dudes in the world. Those that go through the gate and those that go over the fence. They love this ad read. They love this metaphor of you put your dick through your underwear, you put it over your underwear. Well, after years of research, the countless experiments with seasoned underwear scientists, MeUndies now has an option for both with their new boxer briefs with a fly. It took a while, but now men from both sides of the aisle can enjoy the world's softest undies. These undies are so soft, they make Bob Ross's voice sound like Gilbert Gottfried. Wow, and Gilbert Gottfried's voice is kind of nostalgic for me, but I'll still take this analogy.
I love MeUndies.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
He's like, Jēvhā, you should kill Aladdin. Or USA's Up All Night. There's a reference that only Matt probably in this room can appreciate. That's fine. Listen, not only will you feel like your loins are being hugged by joy itself, but MeUndies gives you multiple style options for both men and women. Men can now try the new boxer brief with fly. It's the same great cut as boxer briefs with a hole. Now, just for number one. MeUndies is also the go-to for the softest loungewear on the planet. Hang out in their super comfy lounge pants and onesies. Yes, MeUndies makes onesies, and they're incredible. Can't say enough good things. I got the lounge pants. Sometimes I'm chilling at home, I'll put on the lounge pants. It's nice and soft on my legs. Sometimes I just hang out in my underwear. Let me be honest with you. That's just how I roll. Both are great options, super comfortable. You don't get the chafing. I don't get sometimes in the old days your underwear would ride up on you. These are very nice material, and they're stylish and fun. So, you could walk around in your underwear and impress a significant other, someone you're seeing. You're like, oh, check me out. I look pretty hot right now. Not some dirty ass whitey tighties or some shit like that. So for any first time purchasers, when you buy any MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. That's 15% off a pair of the most comfortable undies you will ever put on. To get 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/CCTV. That's MeUndies.com/CCTV. One of our sweetest, kindest sponsors. We love you. Thank you, MeUndies. Thanks for continuing to send us free samples. We'll get you some. And great. You gotta tell me what style you want. There's boxer briefs, there's regular beefs.
I'm a boxer brief kind of guy.
Yeah? Trunks or regular?
Regular boxer
Regular
briefs.
length. Okay, you two have, I think, that in common.
You're boxer brief kind of guy?
I used to be a boxer kind of guy, but then I got older. So
That's sad.
Is it an age thing?
I think so.
Oh, I get it.
Just say the beard, is growing a little longer.
Yeah.
That's okay.
What?
Nothing.
The apple does fall far from the tree.
Yeah, the branch is heavier. I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Yeah, dude.
Oh, man.
Great.
Anyways, where were we?
Well, we talked about Chernobyl, talked about sugar pine.
Yeah, we're still in the middle of that though, right?
Yeah, I think there's still
You're
more to say.
That's it. We hit every
Unless
topic.
you have more to say about Chernobyl.
What do you think's... Oh, well, do you?
I have way more to say about Chernobyl.
The event or the show?
It didn't need to happen. That's the crazy part.
What do you think or do you want to see for the various members of Sugar Pine 7? Obviously, Autumn now edits for Inside Gaming. Saw her yesterday. I was on the Funhouse podcast. She looked very at peace. She looked, just in the groove.
It's good. Yeah.
Kib, or Clay, as I call him at my other job, and James, I think, might be starting sound like they're hinting at a little collab together. Maybe they'll take those reins.
They're making a buddy cop channel.
Yeah, in a similar style. A buddy cop. I wish it was literally a buddy cop channel, but I think it may be more of an analogy there, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And that dark mystery himself, Steven Septic.
I mean,
You're asking what we wish for them. We're not going to say anything bad.
Or what you think will happen.
What I think.
what do you mean you're not going to... What?
Yeah,
What would
I
you-
hope,
what-
I hope
what-
Septic ends up on the fucking street.
Well, what bad thing, do you feel that's true?
No.
Okay. You said it as though
No,
well,
it was
I
just-
can't speak
no,
my
it-
mind.
No, it was just funny. You're asking the question. You're saying, what do we want to happen to them? That's why I was like, why
Steven
would we-
Septic was a Halo content creator, then a Minecraft content creator, then he joined Sky Media, Sky does Minecraft, aka Internet Unknown, whatever. I mean, great, A+. That fell apart. Then I got his ass on Super Panic Frenzy, did that for a while, that fell apart. Then went back to his channel, recreated the Steven Septic experience. Then, out of that, Sugar Pine 7. And now, who knows? He's back to animating. Wild Adventures on Machinima Realm back in the day. You can't watch those videos, so might as well be talking about something I made up, but I swear to you, it was a good series. But now
Yeah,
what?
I don't know, dude. Especially on YouTube, you just kind of have to exist and adapt if you want to keep doing YouTube. There's nothing else you can do. So Septic, he's a smart dude, creative. If he wants to keep being creative, then he's gonna have to come up with the next thing, or find a way into what's currently the thing. Whether it be he does Minecraft, I guess back in the day, and that blew up.
Obviously
and so
now.
he blew up.
Yeah, he's going back.
Or he makes his own thing and that blows up by itself, which is a lot more rewarding. Obviously, you get more out of it, like being able to be part of another brand that buys your idea because of how popular it is, stuff like that. So that's why I see the channel ownership thing as being the biggest part of all this, because in my head I would just be like, well, fuck it. Like, I started out doing YouTube, I'm gonna go continue to do YouTube. I can do it in my own time, just to think about stuff and then earn income or whatever, unless I have a definitive idea that I want to pursue. But when it's okay, you can do that, but you won't be getting revenue from that or the amount that you would need or etc., then you're kind of put in a position where it's if I do YouTube, it has to be stuff that's either a hobby right now or something that I think needs to work for me to be able to sustain myself. Do you know what I mean? Which puts a lot more pressure on you as a person that just like normally just does creative content for YouTube. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I feel like the smart decision would probably be to find like a Funhouse-esque organization to, I don't know, either work part-time or just to do those odd jobs till you can like get the full control of your channel and pursue the things you want to do. I think that would be a better play.
But by his own admission, he doesn't do well under somebody. So that's also the interesting X factor.
I think he's saying just for other people in general. He's saying if you have the chance to work under people first in that field, that's ideal rather than going right into it straight away. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
I thought that was.
I think you're both saying the same thing.
Were you saying this specifically for Septic or just in general?
I was saying that specifically for Septic since
Oh.
he's the owner of the channel.
Oh, okay.
Sugar Pine was like his,
Yeah.
conception. Because the other guys, I mean, like you said, Kib has got something going on. I'm sure James is a funny dude. James, I'm sure, can click with just about anything.
If it's not evident, we don't know any more about this aftermath than anybody else.
Or do I?
I feel like even if
Do you?
I feel like even if we did, we probably like. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about like, Steven said this to me at
Yeah,
a
exactly.
bar,
Yeah.
and I thought it was kind of weird, guys. Or at a dinner, he mentioned that he was gonna do. That'd just be my general perspective on the whole thing.
I think there's interesting things to pull out of it, right? Like, obviously they're all talented. They're all also talented in ways that aren't limited to like I can only do this one kind of thing, right? Like obviously they can make music. All of them are musicians. All of them have proven they can do like narrative-driven stuff, music-driven stuff. I'm sure there's other like great. I think they can take their existing fan base and leverage it, and they'll find success. I think it's interesting when you think about Steven being like, I can't work under other people or have whatever part of my brain that assigns something that I have ownership in versus not ownership in, I can't apply myself as fully to it. I have to work obsessively, as he did before Sugar Pine, right? And where it was just him editing. He'd be finishing a video at like 2 a.m, but it was still his. And, there's some of that I think that motivates us too, right? Like at the end of the day, if someone told me here, or us here, like, you can't do this, don't do this. Like, to what detriment would that affect your enthusiasm for working here, right? Like, if Rooster Teeth ever actually, and they never have.
like when you tell me like I can't do something.
I don't ever tell you can't do anything, dude. But if there was someone that did that, how would that degrade things? I mean, it's interesting to think about, I guess. You have to, like, no matter what, for most people, like, that's life, right?
But are you implying that that's like, because I seen some of the fan theories of like Rooster Teeth really cracks down on content creation. Is that like your implication here with like?
I'm saying the opposite.
There's like an overlord, unnamed overlord that dictates.
No, I mean it was like Bruce was their manager. I don't think Bruce was some dark like I know
Right.
he wasn't. So it's just a matter of more so of like, you can break that conversation down a lot of ways. In Steven's case, no one was really like saying, oh, you have to make this or this, but something about that when he made that deal to save something that existed, and save the people that worked there so they would have jobs and have incomes and provide for them, it like also destroyed whatever pure part of that existed for him on a creative edge.
I see.
And that's not a question, so I don't know how I expect you to respond, but like that's, I think, the distillation of what he's saying about that conversation, right?
Right.
The deal with the devil to save something is what ultimately killed it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked our position. I always like Cow Chop's position with Rooster Teeth.
I think you should take the time as well to completely, for the record, clarify exactly what the position of Rooster Teeth is with Cow Chop, because there are people who draw comparisons.
Well, we've done it before. It
seems there's a lot of confusion.
We are not owned by Rooster Teeth. They're a partner. They're a great partner. They bring us all of our sponsors. They bring us our sales videos and stuff. We're with CAA as well. Both of them provide the same, baseline things. But Rooster Teeth does all of our merch. They have a great merch team, and they don't in any way suppress us. They've never said, no matter what controversy or anything we've ever had over the life of this channel, they've never once said anything to us like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Ever. Whether that means they just aren't paying attention or they don't get hands on. I'll take either. That's all it's like our landlord. He doesn't check in, and I like it that way.
We've definitely memed a lot about like just general ownership stuff, but I feel like we always meme about that stuff. Like, oh no, Rooster Teeth's gonna crack down on us, but no, Rooster Teeth has never done anything like obscene. And partially, I feel like Brett and I have existed under companies that are fully capable of doing that type of stuff and have done it before. And so I think it would be very easy for us to catch on, oh, we're like being, like whipped here for this particular thing. That's never happened. They've done great with their sponsorships. They've done great with our merch. Our merch has been not only, just awesome every single time we do anything with them, but also it's helped fund a lot of the projects that we've had. So if it wasn't for Rooster Teeth, I feel like we'd be in a way worse position, I guess, especially being out here, than we have been.
Yeah.
So
especially like if you were reliant solely on YouTube money, it would just be a death blow. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Patreons obviously.
And Patreon, thank God for you guys too. But I feel like that's the trade-off usually, right? It's like you make those deals, then that's when you're like, cool, I want healthcare and dental and the knowledge that I will have a job, because I have a 2-year contract with Rooster Teeth. We don't have those things other than just like, okay, yes, we'll continue to, we could sign with someone else if we still existed, but that's about it. So does that clarify? You feel like?
Yeah, no, this is for the audience sake, because I've seen a lot of comments saying that, like, oh, once Couch Hop partnered with RT, it all went downhill, like some shit like that.
We were always partnered with Rooster Teeth from day one.
And we've
yeah, that's also true. Yeah, as long as we've existed, it's been Rooster Teeth.
That's again, even to like mildly entertain that synopsis of us going downhill. That whole trip was basically funded by Rooster Teeth. Like the whole moving out, covering people's expenses, the first month of the warehouse rent. That was as a result of the deal that we had made with them.
It was, for full transparency, they didn't come in and rescue us. They said, would you like to have a first sponsorship drive, which obviously has profited them very well. And we want a symbiotic thing, right?
Right. But it's also it was very good content for us too.
Yes.
To be fair.
Yes.
And it helped, cover our initial move to Los Angeles and the warehouse.
Could we have opened a Patreon then and probably gotten more out of that? Sure. But in the moment, that's what we did.
I think about the Patreon stuff too, because we did open that up, and that's been awesome. And meeting all the people on Patreon has been awesome. But I also think about like, if we were just under a normal network that was paying out for just the YouTube stuff, I think the adpocalypse sort of hit as soon as Couch Hop was like really taken off, and it still is sort of like, it's a bad spot. I don't know if you guys watch like Mr. Beast videos or
sometimes. Yeah.
You'll see like he's been dealing with demonetization, right?
For his videos?
Yeah, he's had videos that were demonetized. But with someone of that scale, having his videos demonetized might not make a big difference, but
one video of his getting demonetized, that's a lot of money missed out on.
Right.
Even though, he's making a crazy amount of money anyways, but still, that's a lot.
The limited ads and just general demonetization and the whole apocalypse, I feel like, I don't really know what YouTube is as much anymore, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely was nice having the Rooster Teeth padding for the channel, because that definitely, I feel like, helped it out a lot. So.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely
it's not machinima, so
there's definitely two sides to it with like being under a parent company, because like we're sort of in a dilemma right now for like me and Jacob for Offcanny, where we're not saying there's like anything going on in terms of being owned or anything, but like if the opportunity arose for us to be bought out in some way by whatever company or something, I don't know what we would do in that scenario, because it kind of comes down to like what you're saying about Septic, where you own this, you create this project, you own it, and you're wholeheartedly in that because you own it, and everything that happens is a result of your actions. When you're owned by somebody to whatever capacity, especially if they have some sort of creative influence over, or they have some sort of push to go in a certain direction, then you sort of do lose that. And even if you do have most of your creative output being put into it, even that little bit that you don't own, that can be enough to make it like, this kind of sucks. And like we're kind of like in a situation right now where we don't, like, if that were to happen, I don't know what we would do. I'm not sure. So
it's inherently pretentious for us to talk about it the way we do sometimes, and I understand, because like for most people it's like, most places, right, you're working for somebody else. Like that's the workplace, right?
Yeah.
Like even becoming a business owner is not something that like a majority of people do. And when you do, this was my first business I owned, and it was a huge educational thing, right? So even the thought of like, being bought out, which would be a huge opportunity, for some people probably
there
too.
are
So it's
there are pluses to it too. That's the thing that that was the second point.
and most people aren't interested in purchasing things just to purchase things,
Exactly,
right? Like there should be some kind of long-lasting value. And when it comes to like YouTube channels, that's not the case 9 times out of 10, because personalities dictate what the whims are, whether someone wants to keep working on something. And when those personalities depart, despite Machinima trying to convince you that Machinima as a brand has inherent value long after the fact, it doesn't. Right? And so like Inside Gaming, right? They had Inside Gaming without the Inside Gaming crew. It didn't function as well. And I know the guys that, try to take it over too. So that conversation is sort of warped to begin with or whatever. So it's like, even when Rooster Teeth kind of hinted about like, okay, well, if we were going to acquire Cow Chop, which was something, that came up at one point before Sugar Pine, right? Of just having that conversation to have it, right? Obviously, they're very good at taking things and putting them into components, assuming those things are healthy. So it's tough, but I have empathy for people being like, oh, YouTubers complaining about demonetization. Your life is so hard. Complaining about, I might get bought. What would I do in that situation? Which
I hate coming off that way too, because I also hate those conversations. I fucking hate those. Like when I listen to certain podcasts with YouTubers on it and they just talk about like demonetization, blah blah. The word makes me grit my teeth. I hate it. I just don't like it.
And we are hugely grateful to be creatives in a it's an up and down crazy landscape, but it's like there's so many opportunities where if you put in the work and the creative and you can try and do something unique and not just phone it in, like 9 times out of 10 you'll find some like grip to continue what you're doing. And you have a fan base that's so willing to support creators and so willing to like put themselves out there and rep, identify, merch, watch things loyally, like take on that part of fandom of like almost like identifying with it, Like, I'm a Cow Chop fan, like that has some value. Like the gratitude is endless, and even, like all memes aside and everything, like I mean obviously we're very very grateful, and none of this would exist without you. So we're self-aware when we have these conversations. So sorry if it chafes you at all, but
yeah.
But what is the latest with you guys? You guys dropped a pretty hot fire mixtape recently, and but you guys are obviously working beyond a day job. So.
Well, we had another video that was, so what's the 6th or 5th?
Today is the 5th.
June 5th. We had another video that was supposed to come out over last weekend, but the edit for it got corrupted when it was 90% done. And it is entirely unsalvageable. So we have to basically re-edit it completely. Hopefully it's out by now.
How does that happen?
I don't know. Jacob was editing it. But so then after that, he got pretty demoralized and just now I'm editing it. So
oh no.
So trying to get it done by the end of the week. But in terms of like a schedule or anything, it's still, like I said, we're not like stressing about it too much. We're trying to be somewhat consistent in terms of like at least a video a month at the very minimum, hopefully 2. But again, still working with you guys, it's like the priority for both of us. So it's not like Offcanny is just kind of like on the side right now. But we're still trying to get it done. And the video should have came out by now. I know it's been like, by this point, it's been a while. But yeah, I have to re-edit that entire video. So that's like 2 hours worth of footage too. So
fuck.
But in terms of like future plans, I talked about it on my stream, where just for like, so there's no speculation and whatever, but so people can know. But like we plan on eventually we don't want to be based out in LA. Ideally, we probably would want to move to Austin actually. Not because RT's there, so I don't want anybody speculating about that, but we just kind of like the city out there, and we just kind of want to go some different scenery than LA. I feel like a lot of YouTubers are kind of based out here, and just kind of like how much of the, because when we do stuff,
are there a lot
of YouTubers out here?
Yeah,
there's a fuck ton of YouTubers out here.
Who like beyond like the Jake Paul wannabe?
I think for what we're doing, we do a lot of live action stuff, and I think that's pretty much all we're going to be doing. So I think being somewhere else that you don't see from like the Jake Pauls and from all that would be just kind of nice. But this is like way down the line once we're financially able to. Yeah, So that's kind of like where our head's at right now. We want to focus. We have a lot of ideas. It's just a matter of having the time to do it. Again, Jacob's working full time, so he's at Couch Hub 5 days a week. I'm there 3 days a week, sometimes more. So it's like I have the time to do it. He doesn't necessarily have the time to do it. So finding the in between is kind of rough sometimes, especially on the weekends. Like we took after that car video, and then we filmed the video the weekend after that. Those two videos, like so some of the shit we do, we've now learned the personal like threshold of where our acceptable limits are.
Yeah, we know all about that.
Police get involved, then we don't, you know. So those two shoots took a lot out of us. So we decided to take a break for a week, which then turned to 2 weeks, which then turned to 3 weeks.
Do you feel like sorry to cut you off, but do you feel like that specifically? Do you go? I see you guys go harder in the Offcanny stuff. Is that kind of the gist? Is
harder than what?
It's like extreme levels of like, you know, having an impulse thought and just doing it.
Yeah, the thing is like the thought process on most of the videos, we don't really think like what's going to be the most extreme. We just think like, oh, this would be kind of funny. Like,
because like Spice Gallon, I got tased. I think I dislocated my shoulder.
a little bit. You'll see.
Went home, shit myself, and threw up. So
same.
Okay,
Yeah.
so but
we weren't planning to do that really. Like in one part of Spice Gallon, I was like, oh, I hope this gets more interesting or exciting. So is that like what happens when you're filming your videos, or you're saying like, I guess he's asking, right? Like you're asking conceptually, like is the mission statement to go above and beyond?
Oh no, things just happen. Like when we filmed that car video, we did not expect a lot of the shit to happen. We go in like the way that we come up with the video ideas is we just have a very, very loose outline for like, oh, okay, so we want to film a video about this car. So we're gonna get this car. We know where to get it. I'm gonna bring it to your house, and the first part of the video we're just gonna like pimp it out or whatever, and then we're gonna take it to the desert, and then like just fuck around. You can drift or whatever, do all this shit.
The fire was like a genuine mistake.
Oh yeah, no, the fire was a genuine accident. So like everything.
Really?
Yeah, everything.
I thought the fire was planned.
No, absolutely
How do you
not.
accidentally set a car
The smoke
on fire?
grenade set off the fucking cloth in the seat.
Which is funny because that happened in James's car. He had that newspaper from the Grand Canyon, and it caught on fire, but there wasn't enough to like.
The thing is, when you have a car from 1990 with very dry cloth, and when the material they used to make those seats were like extremely flammable, it's very easy.
Did the gas tank blow off footage?
No, the gas tank just like sputtered out. It didn't blow up. What was funny though is that their 3 rims survived. The one rim that didn't survive was the one that was next to the gas tank, because when the fuel burned, it burned hotter than the rest of the flames. So it actually melted that rim down into a puddle, but the other rim survived. But yeah.
Instead of exploding though, it shot the burning gasoline out of the car.
There was a point where you can see when it was on fire, you can see it kind of sputtered out, just flames sputtered out onto the ground like a liquid, and then that was the gas. And I had just filled up that car too, so that sucked. But yeah, to your point,
I definitely would have been like sketched out about the tank blowing.
We cleared out as fast as we could. We were like, we're not getting anywhere near this car. Once we realized it was like, this is too late, there's nothing we can do about this. I went through one fire extinguisher and it did nothing. Then that was it. But yeah,
well, you guys like took footage of yourselves like sitting there. Is that why there's not as much footage of the burning cars? Because you guys were shitting yourself that you set the car on fire?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And so the way the videos are filmed, we just go in with a very loose outline, and then it just kind of grows as it goes. Like that's how the videos are here sometimes as well. Like you just kind of say like, oh, we're gonna do this video, and
you didn't have the Brett factor, right?
What is the Brett factor?
Brett being like, look, you might need more than one fire extinguisher because this car.
No. Listen, hindsight's 30/20. Okay, but yeah. We don't go into the videos thing like we're gonna do this, it's gonna be this extreme. We're just say like, oh, this is a funny idea, let's do it and see how it goes, and then we just turn on the cameras and just do it. But yeah, we've definitely reached our acceptable limits of how far we're willing to go for stuff. Like I said, if police get involved, that's our limit. So yeah, but it's going pretty good. I know it's going like slow because like we just don't have time to do it right now, but we do ideally want to do it more down the line, and hopefully it can grow organically like even though we're not uploading that often, still. But down the line we will upload more. So it's just a matter of when, I guess. But again, our priority right now is still working for CouchUp. We're not like, I want people to be aware of that we're not, it's not off like CouchUp featuring Offcanny. It's like we're all still just CouchUp. We're just doing this on the side for now.
Yeah, and similarly with my gig, just as I'm talking about it or whatever, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's just...
Similarly, me too.
With the immortal
as a streamer.
streams.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess I was, well, I guess this, yeah.
You were memeing, but there's some truth to it.
Well,
there's a side hustle?
well, it's not like I would take days off to do stuff for myself as opposed to catch up. Well, it's a priority for just about everything. Just because there's people that watch it. You guys watch it. And that's the priority, is to make sure that content is still here. That's the MO.
That's the MO. You know another great way to make sure content's still there?
What?
Sponsorships. And guess who today's third Sweetheart sponsor is? Robinhood! Ooh! Beat that ass up. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission free. Hello? Buy, sell. Buy, sell. Man, if you could get like a phone like this that looked like this, you'd be living the dream.
You don't have to do all that with Robinhood.
You don't. While other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, Robinhood doesn't charge any commission fees, so you can trade stocks and keep all your profits. Plus, there is no account minimum deposit needed to get started, so you can start investing at any level. The simple, intuitive design of Robinhood makes investing easy for newcomers and experts alike. View easy to understand charts and market data, and place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. You can also view stock collections, such as 100 most popular, female CEOs, things like that. And with Robinhood, you can learn how to invest in the market as you build your portfolio. Discover new stocks, track your favorite companies, and get custom notifications for price movements so you never miss the right moment to invest.
I'm checking my one free stock that I got in Snapchat.
Your Snapchat stock?
My Snapchat stock.
How's it
It's
going?
down and down and down, baby. It's just not.
You could trade that.
Could trade that.
In just 4 taps. So you go, bye, Snapchat.
Oh my God.
Get like 1/100th of a Facebook stock. And you'd have a better yes, you'd have a better result at the end of the week than what you're currently dealing with.
This will be worth something someday.
It's not.
If I ever need $12, if I need to buy lunch,
lost
I
money,
cash
dude.
that baby in.
You're ready. Robinhood is giving listeners of CCTV a free stock like Apple, Ford, Sprint, or Snapchat to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at cctvpodcast.robinhood.com. That's cctvpodcast.robinhood, one word, .com. Get yourself a free stock. Support the channel. Do some investing. You know, you gotta grow up sometime. And thinking about money and finances and management, it's time to take that first step. You gotta grow up sometime. That's what I've been saying to myself for 20 years.
You got all this young energy around you.
That's true.
These young guys here next to you.
That's right.
When will this end?
Is that right, dude?
When will this end?
At his wake, that's when the bit will end. Local teen heartthrob dies at 78 from.
That sounds like a great news article, dude. Can I have that?
Yeah, dude. All yours. Well, rounding back to Septic and the gang, you know, we'll see what's up. Hopefully,
It's Rooster Teeth.
oh no, what do they
I
want?
Talk to you.
Hello? Fareed, we're doing the podcast. Oh no. He says we're all moving to Austin. We tried that actually. It didn't work. Hopefully you guys find a nice office. You don't need a warehouse, so that was
You don't even need
this.
an office. Like you probably don't. What?
That's true actually.
You don't need an office, dude.
No.
Probably not. We need a
No
place to
more
live.
office.
Some say that's might be what killed the content. You know, some people say they moved to an office. They were just out free. They roamed free.
It killed the Offcanny content.
That's what killed us. We were in a house and then we moved to an office. It killed us.
Well, we moved to a warehouse.
That's true.
we had a warehouse that contained our buffoonery.
That's right.
Okay.
Buffoonery.
Yes. And then we built sets, dude.
The sets. Isn't it
what
funny when
was-
you think back or you like you watch an old video and there's no sets? I saw some old ass
It's
video.
weird.
You're
It's
like,
weird.
ew.
Because I've been here longer having the sets than I was here not having the sets, so it's kind of strange when I see it now.
That's what it feels like to me, even though that's not true.
Yeah.
But I was like, for a long time, we just looked at those concrete walls and we were like, this is good. This is what it should be. Like, what?
It was.
Ew.
I feel like I was okay, but when the shantytown went up, is immediately when, and then out of
That was-
spite, I built the alley set to hide the shantytown.
That was all
The alley set was
Lindsay.
pure spite.
The shantytown was Lindsay.
It's a great set though.
I remember the
It's a great
day I
set.
came in and Lindsay had these tents and said we're going to put up these tents. And I didn't understand why. I had no idea why, but it worked out. Do
Everybody
they?
likes not seeing them behind the alley set. Everybody wins. It's a win-win-win-win-win. I love the sets. I don't know what we're gonna do when this. People are still like messaging me on Patreon. They really took the spirit of that fun Patreon video and ran with it. They're like, "All right, listen, I want to buy a neon sign. I'll buy the alley." I'm like, "We're still running
What
a
were the
channel."
How
offers?
much
like
for
that.
the alley set?
It's like, dude, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, no, there's gonna be a few stuff that, I mean, obviously, like the sets. Yeah, to your point, I don't know what the sets and cycle is, honestly.
Yeah, will they even
You know?
survive? Much less, you know.
We should just leave them there, and then the new tenants would be like, "What?
Yeah. Be like, don't charge us for the damage to the bathroom wall that's still green because we never painted over it.
Oh my God, what are we going to do about that?
How about this? How about...
I had a
oh,
different picture in mind when that video was done, by the way. So to now I also think about like, what now? I don't know. You know, we tried.
You asking-
Remember, we had our own Chernobyl in there when we
I
fucking
know.
took paint thinner and didn't have properly ventilated gas masks, and we were in there fucking
That was
breathing
bad.
chemical
That was
fumes.
actually really bad.
How about how about I spent $2,000 to redo the parking lot, and then two young boys had a cooking stream where now the parking lot looks like it's the fucking parking lot of fucking reactor 4.
Did you know that fire extinguishers have like sand in them and not like liquid nitrogen? I thought it was just liquid nitrogen.
Yeah,
It's
we,
like-
we knew because we did what you did inside multiple times. We're like, oh, it's funny to spray a fire extinguisher, and then everyone's got it like on their computers and on their face and their clothes.
I didn't
and
realize
their hair.
it was like ash in the air and it settles down on everything in the office.
Alex needs
Yeah.
to just like watch some of the old couch out videos.
Yeah, I feel like it would
I've
go a
seen
long
some
way.
I've seen some.
Watch the success
some.
story. It's okay. You know what? If we gotta wash that parking lot a few more times, so you
It's
guys can be
still there.
creative. I mean, I've sprayed it a bunch. Have you looked at the parking lot? It looks like assholes. It
I
looks like
didn't notice.
Dried assholes. It's okay. It's fine. We're never gonna say you can't spray fire extinguishers
Thank you.
Honestly, I don't have a horse in this like.
because you don't care either. When this
not-
company ends, it's gonna be me calling everybody like, "Please, I need you to come fix this."
I'll do some calls.
Give me an example of a call.
Who am I calling?
I don't know. You never called anybody in your life. Call somebody to fix a problem.
Okay.
me.
He's gonna call Lindsay.
Hey, Lindsay. Yeah. Can we get the dishwasher fixed?
Oh my god.
Oh, also, can you put in an order for some munchies? We're out
Nice.
of munchies at the office.
Nice. Perfect.
I don't wanna buy another 100 snack box mix that gets put into a Tupperware bin.
Just tell me what you want next time.
Bye. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
CCTV.
Service.
Why can't we get discipline back into the classroom?
We can. Some schools have already done it. In an undisciplined classroom, our children are the real losers.